So we got some crucial data from the Fed this morning. We're going to talk about that in this video, as well as how it affected Bitcoin and how the market is basically reacting after digesting that information for the last couple of hours. So we're going to get into it in this video. This is your crypto news. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and follow me on X if you're watching over there. And let's get into our video here. I'm going to put that this way so you guys can kind of see what I'm doing here. So critical inflation data that the Fed attaches real high importance to in their interest rate decisions was announced today. And here is the data that was announced. So the consumer price index, we call the CPI, the annual came in hot, expected 2.9, came in at 3. CPI monthly was expected at 0.3, came in at 0.5, also hot. The core consumer price index, or the CCPI, came in at 3.3%, expected 3.1, so hot, and as well as the monthly came in at 0.4, expected 0.3. So the CPI, the Consumer Price Index, is an important variable used to measure consumer purchasing trends and U.S. inflation changes. So it's one of those key data points that the Fed always looks at. Looks at a number of things, jobs, CPIs, PPE, all that good stuff. There's a number of different factors that they take into consideration, just like trading, right? We have a number of different technical indicators that we look at, right? And it's the same with the Fed, really. And this is that's one of their big ones. Bitcoin had a negative reaction at the right after this announcement, and so let's go take a look at what else is here. So Bitcoin fell initially by about 3% in 15 minutes, down to about 94.1. We kind of saw that coming, right? If the inflation seems to be not getting better, then we're going to have obviously some bearish sentiment in the market, right? Ethereum and Solana prices also fell, dropping to 2,600 and 193 respectively. So following inflation data, the markets began pricing in the next interest rate cut to be made in December rather than September. So it's a bit bearish news. Investors are already pricing in that about 97.5% of people believe that interest rates are going to be held steady at the next meeting in March. So most likely we won't see it will see a stay, right? It'll just be the same rate as it is now. They're not going to increase or decrease it. Bitcoin right now is at a critical point. So right now we're looking at the 92K to 94K support with Bitcoin. And if it breaks down below that, we could see a pretty decent sell-off. A macro researcher at Greeks.live noted that investors are closing long positions amid weak price trends, noting that the sentiment is bearish. If the support is broken, it could lead to a massive selling wave and the price could fall further. There's large buy orders, though, totaling about 900 Bitcoin between the current levels and 98K, which is a sign that we could see a rapid recovery. We've seen actually that it's really interesting to watch because when we are getting some of these massive dips, they're getting eaten right back up. I mean, this is the last 7 days. We'll take a look at the last month, though. You can see, big dips, right? So Bitcoin, we had a little bit of information came out back when the Bitcoin ETFs came out. People were thinking, it's going to be more like the stock market now. It's going to be, less volatile and less opportunities to make money. But Bitcoin's proved otherwise. We can see that here is it's evident in the charting. Like some of these big massive swings, these are still fantastic for trading. And really, the market ate up that dip fairly quickly. I mean, that was just hours ago, right? So there's a lot of things to take into consideration here. This is not necessarily good news for crypto. It's actually quite bearish. Once we were hoping and not pricing in, because I think people knew that inflation wasn't going away. I think we were pricing this in a long time ago. We were pricing this in back probably in December for this type of market, right? You can tell when Fed Chair Powell speaks, if he's dovish, if he's hawkish, so to speak, and you can kind of really tell the sentiment in the overall market. And then just the tariffs with Trump and a lot of macro things going on right now. We just know overall that the markets are a bit bearish. We can see that in the prices. Just things are bleeding out slowly, especially in altcoins. And people are taking some of their risk out, right? They're removing some of their liquidity from some riskier assets like crypto because they just don't know how the market's going to go. With that uncertainty in trading, any type of uncertainty in the financial markets is always going to lead to bearish sentiment. People get scared quicker and easier, and really, it doesn't take a whole heck of a lot right now to move the market. But I will say that Bitcoin's holding up fairly well. It's actually rebounding quite nicely when we are seeing these big swings. So that is a good indicator of some more stability in the crypto market, especially when it comes to Bitcoin. So that's what I got for you guys in this video. It's still rocky waters as of right now. We'll find out if the Fed decides to, keep interest rates the same next month. I'm going with the flow. I'm anticipating that we're not going to see any change whatsoever. So that's what I got for you guys in this video. The only thing that I can see really moving the markets is, settling some of this tariff stuff and really, President Trump gave Mexico and Canada 30 days leeway, so we'll see what happens there. It doesn't sound like he's too overly impressed with what Canada's been doing, which hasn't been really a whole heck of a lot other than securing the border a little bit more. But the late response in appointing their fentanyl czar is just, it's like, why did they take so long? I have no idea. They must have had somebody in mind for that position. Why couldn't they have done it earlier, just to kind of get things moving along, right? And to kind of patch up some of this relationship. But it doesn't seem like that's going so good. So we'll have to see what happens there. But more tariffs, more, macroeconomic threats kind of thing, and things going on, in the Middle East and stuff. It's just not looking too good right now. But this is crypto. Stranger things have happened, so we'll wait and see what goes on next. Thanks so much for tuning in, and I'll see you in the next video.